What's up, YouTube? Just decided to go live again. Check it out. Wait and see if some people come on in and if the chat pops up. It took a while last time for the chat to come on. I'm not sure how that all works. Yeah, see if anybody pops in here. Just playing on the instrument with Arturia Pigments. Awesome combination. Just have the phone mic at the moment. I'm gonna figure out maybe this evening how to hook up everything where you can hear me with a mic, and then have some kind of instrument hooked up. If anybody's there, let me know if you can hear me. I can't tell if anybody's chat has not come up. Let's see. I don't know what. It's only my second live, so I'm still learning how to do this. But yeah, just hanging out, having some coffee here in the morning, playing on the instrument. On a Saturday morning. I thought I'd come on and just talk a little bit, play, see if anybody joins in here. I hope everyone's having an awesome morning. If anyone come in the chat, I don't know why the chat takes a while to come up. I'm not sure what I need to do there. But yeah, just an impromptu little hey, how's it going there? Now I can see it. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining in. I'm just hanging out here in the studio, playing on the Roger Lynn instrument with Arturia Pigments. Just enjoying some coffee, a little morning. Yeah, I'll play something. I don't have it hooked up to my interface, so it's just you're just hearing it over the phone speaker, but sure. I'm gonna figure out this evening how to I'll hook up so I can have a mic and the instrument both going through my interface and have direct sound. But let's see. Percussion beats, huh? Let me see. Let's see here. Phantom of the Opera. Yeah, I think I'm on cathedral organ. The instrument's pretty awesome with. Let's see. I'll change the preset. It's pretty awesome with pigments. I really love that combination. I enjoy the instrument a lot. NYC Uggs. Thanks for everybody coming in. Cordy Uyip. I don't know how to say that. Play Phantom of the Opera was the name. Let's see here. Let's look for, was that a break beat? Let's see. Uh-oh. Of course, right when I'm doing this. Oh, there it goes. It was freezing up for a minute. Sometimes Pigments and Studio One kind of just doesn't always, let's see, breakcore. Probably doesn't sound very good with the phone. find a better one. That one's a little fast. Let's see here. But how's everyone doing today? Good. Um, yeah, just hanging out, having some coffee, jamming on the instrument. It probably sounds like total crap. As can you guys hear me? Okay? Can you hear the music? Can you hear the instrument at all through the microphone? I know that's not very professional. I will figure out this evening. This is only my second live that I've ever done, so I'm still kind of figuring it all out. Let me see if I can find a better. There's so many cool sounds and pigments. Oh, let's see. There's just some. Let's see. Dirty. Let's see. That one's okay, but kind of distorted. But hey, what's up, GearTube? Byron, everybody who's joining in, appreciate you. Yeah, just a little Saturday morning instrument practice. I usually like to spend at least a few hours a week practicing the instrument. It is an instrument and it's got its own total thing, different from playing keyboard or playing guitar. And I really enjoy it. The MPE, being able to do vibrato, is super cool. Let's change the sound here. But yeah, was trying to get a little work done in the studio this morning. I don't know if you guys caught my first live yesterday where I've reconfigured. You can see back here, I've reconfigured a new DAW setup. Yeah, it's coming together. I was starting to kind of wire today, and then I just felt like I didn't feel like working on it. I just wanted to chill and just jam a little bit. And instrument's always nice for that, especially with pigments. Let's get a different sound here. There's so many. What's this one? Electric Soul. Yeah. Some EDM. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I really love the instrument. MPE has been kind of a game changer for me. I've been using the I have the Arturia, all their VST synths collection. Not the newest ones from a year or two ago, but it's got the emulator 2.5, which is the old emulator sampler that they do, but it's got this kind of programming screen, and you can drop your own samples into it, like your own sounds, whatever you want, and then play them MPE, which has been super cool. I can take any sound that I make or craft on my synths or whatever and drop it in as a sample, and then just fully play stuff MPE. It's pretty nuts, but yeah. So you guys got any questions or anything? You guys are anything you want to talk about? Some new gear or I know I've been watching a lot of the Moog, whichever you want to say it. Moog, I guess is the way you're supposed to. Muse videos. Those are that thing's been pretty interesting. I've definitely gassed a little bit for it. I've been trying to fight off the gas, but what's it? Let's see. Whose king have you been playing music? Oh, let's see. I didn't catch that, Byron. Sorry. Yeah, I was looking at the Moog Muse, and also that I'm an MPC guy. I have the MPC XSE. How long have I been playing music for? Let's see. Well, I started when I was a kid. My mom gave me piano lessons. My mom was a piano player and teacher. And then I played young, like sixth, seventh, up till about ninth grade. I played the clarinet in school bands, jazz band, concert band, all that stuff. I was actually first chair for a couple years. And after that, I kind of took a little break. I had other interests at the time, skateboarding and stuff kind of took over for a bit. And a little bit later, I picked up, started playing guitar, acoustic guitar, and then electric, and then moved into playing bass. And I was mainly a bass player. I played bass in bands, all different types of bands. I played in like punk bands and metal bands and stuff like that. Kind of math rock sort of stuff later on, and did that for a number of years. And started home recording early on, and then got into got some synthesizers and got electronic stuff into my music. It used to be that all my stuff was hey, what's up, Synth Seeker? Welcome. Yeah, so I kind of went from writing most music on acoustic guitar, and then electronic music and synths were kind of a side part of that. I would just have sort of like ambience and different stuff in the background, and then in the last like 5 years, I really got heavily in more into synthesizers and full electronic music. Still play the guitar and still write songs, but not like my music now. If you follow the channel and you see my music videos I put up, it's not. It's all mostly electronic music now based, and not I do still have acoustic guitar in there. I like to blend acoustic instruments with synthesizers and drum machines, groove boxes. I like the mixture of them is interesting. There's a few tracks that I have up that blend those instruments. But yeah, what's up, guys? Kieran Moore. Yeah, the instrument. Apologize that I'm just on the phone mic. I'm gonna figure out this evening how to go in the interface and get both a mic that I can talk and have an instrument going through. This is only my second live stream, so cut me some slack on just learning it. Trying to get some tips from the Synth Samurai and Viral Beats and people who live stream all the time. Um, on Hopefully they'll get better as I go. But yeah, so I just hanging out. Saturday morning. Got some plans with the kids today, but was working on the studio. If you saw the video yesterday, I've got the new DAW setup that I'm building. I started trying to wire that this morning, and I was just like, you know what? I just felt like playing, so I just hooked up the instrument. Linstrument and Arturia Pigments is a dope combination, by the way. Super super cool. Yeah, a lot of cool sounds on here, but let's see what you guys are saying here. Hey, thanks, Byron. Take care. Appreciate you stopping by. Hey, all right, Senseeker. Yeah, it can easily get uh, cluttered and out of control. The studio. It's nice. It's always nice when you come in and it's clean and like organized and just ready to go. I often find that having so much gear can be like really daunting at times when you just have to like sit there and shuffle things and hook stuff up just to get started. Um, I was trying to do the island thing for a little bit. Like I had the electrons in one area, then I had like the mini freak with the micro freak and another drum machine. Like tried to have like separate little one like islands, and that works pretty good. But then I find that I want to change things out, and then things it's just never settled. Yeah, getting started is the hardest part on reorganizing. So yeah, I'm getting there. It's doing the patch bay thing with all the gear and hooking everything to the patch bays is like such a pain. And because once you do it, you don't want to get back inside there and reconfigure all that stuff. And if you make one like error or something that you didn't want exactly, then you have to go back in and reconfigure it. It's just total pain in the butt. So basically need a cockpit. That's what yeah, right? You just come in and have all your controls. You're the Millennium Falcon. Yeah, I agree. I'm hoping this setup will work. I didn't put everything on there. I kind of picked and chose like what I wanted, because I do have another space downstairs that I don't know if you've seen the hey, what's up, Sin Samurai? Hey, hey. I don't know if you've seen the test equipment, my walls of test equipment that I have, which I moved this year to a new house and have a new studio. I used to have a huge space which I could have everything in, which was good and bad. But I'm thinking about, I haven't reset up the test equipment synthesizer, my huge end of the world machine, analog modular synth. I haven't rebuilt that in this new house. I've kind of started a little bit downstairs, but yeah. Let's see. Hey, thank you. Appreciate that, Sin Samurai. It's a work in progress, but it's coming together. Like I was just saying, I'm kind of picking and choosing select pieces of gear. You know what? I can't find a spot for the Mini Freak, dude. I love the Mini Freak, but for whatever reason, because the Micro Freak has been like one of my favorite things I've bought. You know, it would probably be one of the last. I haven't wired it up yet. I got the white. I bought the vocoder version when it came out, and I just freaking love this thing. I know people like don't like the keyboard, but I love the touch plate. I hook it up to the Hydrasynth, and you have the polyphonic aftertouch with it. It's super cool. It's also fun with the Linstrument. I got the Linstrument here that I was jamming on. Let's see. Hey Spencer, what's up, bro? Good to see you. Just jamming on the Instrument. Yeah, Pigments is dope with the Instrument. Let's see. White Micro Freak is best value synth. So much for Josh and Price. Yeah, I love it. I really love the Micro Freak. The Mini Freak I got because I love the Micro Freak so much, and I do really like the Mini Freak. I just haven't found like a way to fit it into stuff the same way as I do the Micro Freak. One, it's bigger. You know, I already got the Keystep Pro, which is about the same form factor size. So I don't know. I just can't find. I've only used the thing like a dozen times, which is sad, isn't it? You know, of all my synths, it's probably the most underutilized, and it's such a cool synth. I do find that I don't see much of a difference between the VST and the actual hardware. I know there is, but it seems like they're pretty similar. So when I play like the VST with the Linstrument, I find that it's really similar. So I don't know. I'm not giving up on it yet, but I just haven't. It's not that I don't click with it. I haven't found a way to implement it with other stuff. Like I tried it with the Electrons and some stuff, but let's see. Instrument MPC collab would be nuts. Yeah, I thought about that after that Roger Lynn video. I was like, man, because to me, especially with 3.0 coming out, I have the XSE. To me, one of the only things missing on the MPC is the implementation of MPE. And let me change sounds here so we can, let's see. Because once you mess with MPE and have like vibrato and be able to, the expression is so fun, and it changes everything for me. Let's see. Hey, Echo, what's up? Thanks for joining in, guys. Appreciate you. Sorry, I'm going to try and figure out the sound better. This is all going through the phone mic at the moment, and I'm going to try and hook it up to my interface so I can have like a mic and the instrument so we don't have to use the crappy phone mic. But I don't know. It's my second live stream, so I'm just kind of experimenting and trying it out. Appreciate you guys. I need some tips from Synth Samurai and you, Echo, on how to do this a little more pro. So yeah. Let's see. You don't like the MPC? I understand. It's not for everyone. I got used to it. The thing about it is for controlling a bunch of synths, I've used the Digitact. I've tried it out with the Octatrack now. As just a main brain for all of your setup, the MPC is actually super dope for that. the workflow is a little cumbersome. You got to, it's you got to like, I don't know. It's not for everyone, and it can be frustrating. I totally get why people don't like it. But for me, I got used to it and it works out. And once I got the X, it's got the connectivity on the back with the amount of things you can hook in. I can have the turntable going to, I can have CV with my semi modular stuff, plus like MIDI sample or MIDI'd out to all of my synths. And then you can auto sample your synths into it and playing with the instrument. So for me, it's got cool benefits. But yeah, the instrument is dope. MP3 looks like a big upgrade. I'm gonna test it out. One more chance for the Red Demon. Yeah, I mean, you already have the thing. You might as well, if there's this big of an update, you might as well like check it out. Maybe it'll actually click this time. The Arranger View looks pretty cool. I think they've definitely made some huge improvements. The disc streaming thing is going to be giant. The audio tracks. Now, you used to not be able to mute, or you still can't because we haven't got the new software yet. I didn't sign up for the beta thing. I always wait until firmwares get a little cleaned up because there's always glitches and bugs, especially on MPC firmware. So I'd wait a minute. I wouldn't jump into the beta expecting that to be what it's going to be, because they do eventually improve it. But yeah, it's they're notorious for like having glitchy firmware releases with bugs and stuff. So yeah, I did try stems. What's that, Senseeker? One more chance. Oh yeah, for his NPC. Yeah, it's gonna haunt him forever. Even after he sells it, he's gonna like wake up. It'll be in the closet screaming at him, and who knows. But he cracked me up with those vids, dude. I have tried stems. I got that when it came out. Doesn't work so great in standalone. On the software, it's not bad. I haven't compared it to like Serato or like any of the other. I forget the other. There's some other ones that have stem separation. It's been a technology around for a while, so I haven't compared it directly with those. But it works out sometimes. Sometimes you'll hear a little bleed, but in standalone, it's not so great. There's a lot of bleed over of other instruments and stuff. I tried to isolate some vocals to sample, and it didn't work out too well in standalone. But with the MPC software, when you're in a controller mode, it works pretty cool. I dig it. But yeah, it's the MPC. I go back and forth because sometimes I think about just getting rid of it. I can't lie. But I do love the X. It's just I often find myself when I'm on it wanting to use the computer in controller mode, because you can't use your VSCs. I can't use my Arturia collection and stuff in standalone. But it's really fun to just make music on. I do enjoy it. It's just it's an expensive little beast. So I do think about parting it and other things I could have, like the Moog Muse. God, I don't know if you guys watched my gas video from last year. It's what kind of blew my channel up. I had like 40 subscribers, and then I went to like 900 in like less than a week, and it got like 25,000 views or something. And it was about me just talking about my experience with gas. I don't know if you guys have watched that, but uh, in that I talk about, once I made that video, it kind of, because I had the gas bad back then, bad. I mean, there was gear coming in left and right, and I wouldn't even barely use something, and I had something else coming in, and it was getting really bad. And I made that video about it, and then like there was a lot of advice on there and things that I took from in the comments and stuff. But man, it came back full force with the the Muse, man. I was like, God, I was watching videos and those Lisa Belladonna sounds, and it was just like, it really hit me like extra hard. And then watching your videos, Samurai, like, you're like, gotta have the Muse, man, gotta get it. And so I was like, damn it, you're not helping, bro. But that's one of the reasons I reconfigured the studio and have been trying to reignite the flame with some of my other synths and instruments and stuff. Let's see. Hey, take care, Sammy. Yeah. Or Samurai, you out? I missed something. Oh, take it easy, bro. Appreciate you dropping in. Um, yeah. So yeah, man, I appreciate you guys all coming by, checking out the live stream. Just like I said, I've been trying to practice with the instrument a couple times a week for at least like an hour or two, because it's like learning to play anything. It's its own thing. And man, I'm telling you, these MPE is the future. Only thing that sucks is you got to use the damn computer with it. Um, yeah, so that's the only issue. I don't mind like using the computer sometimes. I generally do like to work in standalone and DAWless a lot, especially when I'm like coming up with music. But I do kind of a hybrid thing. So because once I even record something or come up with something, say I come up with something with the electrons, then I drop it in the DAW and then play with it in there and mix and master in the DAW, obviously. That's what's funny is people say, DAWless, but it's like, how do you release your music if you don't use a DAW at all? It's like I have tape recorders and tape machines, but you have to get it out there to the world. So is it really DAWless if it does eventually go into a DAW? It's like Schrodinger's cat or something. I don't know, but uh, I do prefer hardware and twiddling knobs and stuff, physically as opposed to using the stupid mouse. So, but it's a trade-off with the MPE thing. I appreciate what Roger Lynn did. It's a genius instrument. Um, Still learning it. I've had it for, I don't know, probably close to a year now, or a little over a year, maybe. I forget. But let's see what you guys are saying here. Well, sometimes you have to gas. My beans are getting a new synth. I'm having the hots for a Pro 2 right now, and in the process of buying one. Yeah, the Pro 2 is dope. I've been wanting the Pro 3 for a long time. Um, I barely held off from that one. Echo says exactly. I use Logic Pro 10. I try jamming dollars, but I can't help it because everything's running through that. Oh, yeah. I use Studio One at the moment, and I have Bitwig that I got free with the instrument. I've kind of been into that as well. Synths are good, clean, fun. Far worse than things you could be doing. That's for damn sure, Kieran. That's for damn sure. And buying it, that's one thing, it's like I'm not like spending my money on crack and it's just gone or something. It's like you can always resell something. So I don't, it's just, the thing about it is to me, the space issue and like not fully learning something and having it down and utilizing it in some tracks and then getting something else. It feels like, I don't know. I always feel like, well, I will learn it down the road, and I generally do. I don't sell gear is my problem. So, standalone instrument with built-in synth and speakers. Yes, that would be insane. That would be absolutely insane. And you could load your own sounds into it standalone. That would be what's up right there. I hope Roger Lynn takes it into some kind of future space like that. Anyone who gives you crap for recording into a DAW from DAWless is a goober. Agreed, Sensuke Seeker. Yeah, yeah. No, it's funny because like the term DAWless, I don't know, it gets thrown around. It became like the vegans of the synth world or something. It seemed like for a while, like oh my God, you ate meat or you used a DAW, and I don't know. I just find it kind of funny, but yeah, I use Ableton and I'm totally fine, even though I love the sound of gear. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you gotta have a DAW, you know what I mean? Like, DAW less. No. Yeah, DAWs are I see them as absolute necessity in this day and age. You got to have at least one to, even if you're just going in like stereo 2 track. Like I don't know if you guys know the Daydream Sound. Great channel, great dude. He's gone in the last year or two, fully DAWless, and then he just goes at the end 2 channel stereo, and I do this often too. Just the whole thing, sequenced and everything on hardware, and then just record in, and and then he just does some, probably some, I don't know, maybe some limiting or a little bit of mastering to get it done. And on that note, I was going to show a couple what I consider secret weapons of the studio. So 2 things that I think are absolutely brilliant. The first one I cannot live without anymore. That is the Electron Analog Heat MK2. I don't have the one with effects. I thought about it, gassed about it for a minute, but I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to put this over with the DAWless stuff coming into the mixer, or if I'm going to leave it on the send on my interface, or coming into my interface. But this thing would be one of the absolute last things I part with in my studio. I run almost 98% of everything I do goes through the analog heat. It just gives this amazing warm saturation. One thing I will say is you can use it. They have overbridge with the electrons, right? So you can use it as like a VST. It does not sound as good to my ears. You have to go through the actual analog connections in and out to get the flavor, the juice, the magic that is the analog MK2. Secret weapon, absolutely cannot recommend this thing highly enough. The effects one looks super dope. I would love to try it. You can pick up even the MK1s now. They almost are the exact same thing as the MK2. I think it's just the screen or 1 or 2 things. Has a pretty cool filter on it, and EQ and stuff. But the MK1s go for really cheap on Reverb, and you can get the sauce from that. So the other thing I was going to show, another little secret studio weapon, is Alesis Anico. Now, this thing's from late 90s, early 2000s. This was my brother's. My brother had a DJ setup, and he bought this for effects, and I snagged it from him I'd played with it, but I grabbed it. He doesn't DJ anymore, and I grabbed it out of his stuff to just mess around with. And man, this thing is special. It's got some really, really, the amount of effects and stuff. I mean, some of the reverbs, not so great. Some of them are okay. But it's just got, like, for drums, you can get the crunchiest, gnarly sounding stuff out of this thing with some of the effects on it. The frequency shifter, decimator. It's got one called Garbage. Pitch. This thing is a little. And they were nothing. They were like $40 for years, Nookby, but then people caught on of what it is. And there's another one called Akira that I really love to have. That's also supposedly amazing. I also use an air fryer. Anico, yes, the Alesis Anico. Sorry, it's backwards. I think, it's because I have the camera reversed. But yeah, little secret weapon of the studio. I put this up there, not up there with like, but I put it with like my Microcosm or Empress Reverb, my Chase Bliss pedals. It's not like those, like as far as like the quality of all the sounds, but some of the things it can do, total secret weapon. I've got a few other things I'll show maybe in another video. I'll do a video on studio secret weapons that are cool. No, don't gas me on the heat. Gear tube, yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, it's one of the best investments I made for my studio. If you want like really good saturation and analog sound, it just takes anything, especially anything digital, and makes it sound just so good. Like I said, you can get the MK1s are pretty cheap. I think I've seen them for like $350, $400. Every bit worth it, and they do basically what the MK2 does. The new effects one, is super dope. Yeah, distortion. It's crunchy. I mean, it's gnarly when you put I put like the DFAM through it, or like I use my ASRX Pro, or like the just a beat, drum beat off of the MPC. It just gnarls it up and gives it a crunchiness and heaviness that, yeah, it's like no other. I think I have a video on here, might be a short of running some beats from my Revolution, Quasi MIDI Revolution 309, just showing the different settings from when I first got it. And you can really hear the sizzle and crunch on it. Super cool. Can go subtle to, yeah, that's it. I usually use it. I usually set it on either saturation or enhancement, and even sometimes just clean boost the first settings. The saturation and enhancement, just that's what gives it just that little bit of extra sauce. Yeah, very cool device. Like I said, it'd be one of the last things I would part with, as far as besides instruments of just outboard gear that I have, which I have too much. And on that note, I've thought about selling some stuff. Some say the SP404 would also give some good side. You know what? The SP404, I was just looking for a place to set that up. I use it just as an effects box. So I come out of the MPC into the SP404 and then into the analog heat. Everything, if you saw my video yesterday, I have everything ripped apart and reconfiguring is why things aren't plugged in. But I love the SP404. The only thing about it is I thought I'd use it more as like a sketch pad and stuff, but it's just become an effects box, which is kind of pricey for just an effects box. But then again, so is the analog heat. But yeah, the 404 you can do a lot of stuff on. Let's see. Which RTR is that in the background? RTR. Oh, reel to reel. That's my TAC X1000R. That was a gift from my dad. He had that. He found that in some garage sale or something, and went to visit him last year. And he knows about my gear collection and everything. He's like, "Hey, I got something I want to show you." And he went out, and it came with a bunch of tapes, some cool tapes. Some of them from like some studios. There's some bands. There's like Heart and like demo sessions and stuff. Like it was used in, yeah, kind of interesting. But yeah, I want to refurbish it fully. It works, but it needs to be, and it's a whole huge thing ripping that thing apart. I've watched some videos on it. It's going to be like a major effort, but I do plan on a full on refurbish of it. It does work though. I've used it. I've got a few other reel to reels that I'm going to have downstairs and stuff. Where are you at with the Octatrack these days? Well, mainly I've been using it just I'm still learning it. I haven't spent enough time with it. This summer, I just got it like right before the summer started. This summer's been nuts for me work wise. We had this project that was supposed to be like a 18-week project that we had 4 to do it in. So 5. And so from May through just up till about last week, the week before, was just insane work wise. I've not had much free time, and the Octatrack suffered from that. I meant to sit down a lot more with it, but working like 14, 16-hour days, like 6 days a week, it's just brutal on me. Plus, I'm a dad, single full-time dad with 2 kids. Have my kids full-time all by myself, and so between work and that, it's been hard. Not to make excuses, but I have not given the Octatrack the amount of time I want. I have sat down and made some stuff with it. I set it up now with the other 3, the Diggy, the Syntact, and Digitone, and I'm hoping to use it more as kind of a live performance mixer. Bring stuff in and do effects and things like that. But I definitely want to spend more time with it. Oh, thanks. Yeah, the kids they're a handful. They're young still, getting older, so it's getting a little easier, but and then harder in certain ways. But that takes a lot of my time between my full time career as an electrician and then taking care of them. So I don't get nearly as much time for studio music videos as I would like to. I'm hoping things are gonna slow down here as they have. I just got back from a vacation. I went to Salt Lake City to see some family. Really good trip. I looked all over Guitar Centers and all the stores there to try and find a Muse to check out, but no luck. There was not a Muse to be found in all of Salt Lake City. So I was kind of bummed because I wanted to kind of just get my hands on one and play one. Uh, yeah, there was a synth store that was there that was specialized in just synthesizers and vintage synths, and I was really excited to go. And then when I went, they're like not open now, or like you have to like call and like I don't know. I called and left the guy a message and didn't hear back, so I don't know if they're closed down. I think it was called Square Wave or something like that. I think that was it. But I was really excited to check that place out because it was supposed to be just specialized in just synthesizers and no dice. So and no Muse either. That was kind of a bummer. But yeah, I'm definitely still interested in the Octatrack. It's not going anywhere. I think that's going to be a kind of forever piece in the setup. Uh, it's something that I mean, it's so deep and so interesting, and it can do so many different things. Um, I mean, it really is a Swiss Army knife on the amount of different stuff you can do on it. Um, I haven't gotten discouraged. There's some things that are a little cumbersome. I do think that the sound is kind of mediocre coming out of it. I don't think it sounds as good as the Digitact or even the MPC, but it more than makes up for what it lacks in sound and in its capabilities. It's insane what that thing can do, and I've really been enjoying it. I do wish it had like, the reverb is kind of meh, but that's all right. Like I said, it makes up for it in so many different ways, and that crossfader thing for a live performance thing is just like out of this world. Uh, I absolutely love the Octatrack, and I'm getting better on it. I need to spend more time with it. Like I said, I was hoping to have more time this summer to do lots of things, and it just didn't happen work wise. So hopefully, over this next few months, I'll be able to spend more time with it. And probably actually I was thinking about, I was going to hook that up this morning and jam on it, but then I looked at the instrument and that was way more easy to just get in there and play. The gain staging structure can hinder the sound, did for me. Interesting. Yeah, that's probably something I need to look at. That's something I dealt with the MPC too. Had to figure out gain staging better on it, and it really improved the sound. So yeah, that's a good tip. Thank you. Yeah, I love the Instrument Echo. It's has a special place in my heart. It was so cool when I bought it because I'm a huge fan of Roger Lynn. Obviously, like one of the goats of gear manufacturing for me. I mean, the guy invented the drum machine, and so many other things. The MPC. Uh, but when I got it, it came with like a handwritten letter from Roger. I bought it directly from him, so it's super cool. It has like it's already got some sentimental value, and to me, it's like an instrument, like I'd consider my guitars or acoustic instrument. The way it's so expressive. And the way it's laid out like a bass guitar, and I'm a bass player, so for me, it was very intuitive to pick it up. I haven't. You can get little like guitar things for a strap. I see people play it that way, which is interesting, but I don't know. It's a little too guitarish for me. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it sometime and see. Because it is weird to play a bass like a flat. A lot of people play it like keyboard. You can play it very percussive. Can put on percussive sounds. It's fun to finger drum on and stuff if you're into that. But I like to just like put on instruments and or weird sounds, and the expressiveness is what makes it dope, though. Excuse me. You're standing in a rat's nest of cables. I hear you. Excuse me. You can't see down here, It's like just all cables everywhere and power supplies because I went nuts and just unhooked everything and reconfigured everything. And I totally feel your pain, Senseeker. Let's see. You play bass just fine on the grid. Nice. Yeah, bass is like my main instrument. I'm not really a great keyboard player or keys player. Um, I kind of get by. I can play some chords and some scales and whatnot. But that's why I kind of like the semi-modular and groovebox stuff. Um, but I try and practice. I have an organ out in the living room, like a old school organ, and with some books, and I try and get better. But again, time is like my worst enemy. Like it's like there's just never enough to put towards what I want to do because of all my responsibilities and stuff. But that's all right. The instrument though is just like that to me, just like learning an instrument, and you can break it down and change the scales. It's got arpeggiators. It's got so many different functions. It's really a cool thing. I love it with pigments, but there's a ton of things in the Arturia collection that have MPE, which is nice. I don't know if Mini Freak does. I think it does. It's got to, right? You would think. Let's put the Mini Freak in there. Let's replace that. Let's just see if it's got the MPE. Oh, enable MPE, does it? It does. That's good to know. I wonder if I could just hook it up to the Mini Freak itself and have MPE. Because I do that with Hydrasynth. It's got MPE. I don't have that many synths that have MPE built in. I think Hydrasynth might be the only one. And maybe the Mini Freak. I know Grandmother doesn't. All these old ones. You guys saw my old ones in that video yesterday of the Quasi MIDI Sirius, which is a really cool synth. Let's see. Lowry Power. Yes, it is a Lowry Senseeker. Hell yeah. I love that thing. I got it for I want to say $40 on Facebook Marketplace and just had to move it. Me and my brother went and grabbed it, and it's awesome. Let's see, the good refresh the setup. Oh yeah, definitely gear tube. As you get older, time goes by faster. It sure does. It sure does. Yesterday it was 2019. Feels like it, don't it? It really does. I mean, it's this last 4 years has been really fast. Let's see, with the Mini Freak, you can't do that. You have to use the app. That's a bummer. That's kind of a bummer because that would be cool if I had it in the Dallas setup. I could bring the instrument. I mean, I love that it works with the Hydrasynth, which is cool. And you know what? I like that the Hydrasynth desktop, the pads have polyphonic aftertouch, which is for having pads. It's pretty cool. It's pretty expressive. There's some things you can do with the desktop, how you can play with the pads, like guitar chords and stuff. Kind of like the instrument. But let's see, used to be a Lowry salesman. That's amazing. Nice. Wow. Selling organs to retired grandmas. Nice. That's so cool. Yeah, I saw it on there and I was like, $40, and they were just gonna take it to the dump or something, and it was in perfect condition. They're like, yeah, if we can't get her. When I picked it up, they were like, oh, if we couldn't have sold it, um, we were just gonna get rid of it because it's so big and cumbersome, and it's a nice decorative piece for out in the living room, and I like just sitting down on it once in a while and playing. And it's got one of those old school built-in drum machines that I've sampled because it's got a headphone out, so you can sample that and use that. I had it in a couple places at my old studio. I had it in my, not the last studio, but the one before. I had it in there and actually used it quite a bit because I could set keyboards on top of it, and then it was just I'd run it through effects out of that headphone thing and put it through crazy reverbs and stuff and get some really cool sounds. Yeah, because I wanted to use the Osmos to control it, and you can only do that with the app. I see. How do you like the Osmos, Echo? I know it's got some different opinions. Some people really like it. Those crazy. It looks really interesting to me. Um, I always thought it was just a controller. I didn't realize till it came out because it was years of people. A friend of mine had it like pre-ordered for years, and he seems to really like it since he got it. But I didn't know it was an actual synth built into it. What do you think about it? I like the organization you got going on. Got a video coming about that. Um, yeah, I can. I was waiting until I get it fully done. Configuring all my outboard equipment and stuff is going to be the real challenge because I had two patch bays, right? And I strongly encourage if you have a lot of gear, getting some patch bays because once you get them set up, it's so easy to just, I'm going to route this right into this pedal, this into this, and it really, really changes your workflow, makes it much, much easier. The problem is getting them set up and figuring it out exactly how you want everything routed in the back inside. Because it's a pain in the butt to go it back in and have to change things out. Especially the way my rack is, it like sets it back. But I just added a third patch bay because I'm going to be using some mixers and I want everything routed to the mixer, and then I can just plug into the mixer in each channel of that with that 16 channel Mackie that I got. But I also have this old English sound desk that I got from like 78 that a buddy sold me for like $100, and it's got like great preamps on it and stuff. And I kind of want to have that as like a sub mixer. So yeah, it's trying to configure everything is kind of a nightmare sometimes. But I draw it out on paper, but then you always have to go back and change it, and I'm tired of changing it. I just want to set it up and have it be done. But let's see here. It's amazing if you play guitar. It's what you've always wanted to do with keyboards. Gotcha. It is amazing. It's very sensitive. I do it. I use it. I should say a lot with ambient stuff that I do. Very cool. Yeah. I mean, I'm a guitar player. I'm mainly a bass player, but I play a lot of acoustic guitar. So I have some electrics and play electric guitar, but that's good to know. I would like to try one to check it out. Vintage mixers always introduced too much noise for me. Yeah, I went through when I first got this one. I forget. Maybe I'll grab it. I'll show it to you guys. Hang on. All right, sorry about that. Hope you guys hung out for a minute. This thing is a freaking beast. All right, so let's see. This is the Studio Master 12 into 2. And you can take a look. It's got some really cool preamps. Now, Studio Master later got sold. Their original, they were like an English company, made like pretty decent quality equipment. Later they sold in like the early 80s, I think. And their stuff kind of got not as good from what I understand. I've never owned one. But this thing is awesome. It's got like a full EQ on it. It's got these amazing, amazing preamps. So, and yeah, when I first got it, it was noisy as hell. Like bad. It's heavy. It's a big, big beast. But it was noisy, real bad. So I went through it, and as I do, I messed with electronics. If you see my test equipment videos, I recapped it all, cleaned it all up, and then it got much, much cleaner of a sound. That almost winded me carrying that thing. I mean, it's a beast. But I love it, and I want to use that as just something to, be able to route stuff in just to color sound sometimes. I really like to use analog outboard equipment to just color some drums or a certain sound, and it's got a great EQ on it. So having that and the Mackie with the patch bass, I think I'm just gonna like set it up sideways over here on up against the wall. That's how I had it in my old studio, just like upright, Frank Zappa style. I saw him in one of his studios, but really cool mixer. Got that thing for $100. and it's from I think 77 or 78, and it's made in England. A real British studio desk. Like I said, I know Studio Master's not known for great quality, but if you look it up and research it, their original stuff, they were like an actual legit like good company in England that made like quality stuff on their original ones. And you know what? Actually, Look Mom No Computer has a very similar. I don't know if it's the same one because they do a. I have the 12 into two. There's like an 8 into two or 16 into two, but he actually has one hooked up to his some of his test equipment in his museum, and I was like, "Hey, I know that because they're pretty rare. I've looked them up, and you don't see a ton of them out there, so kind of cool." Let's see. My background's guitar originally. Guitars tend to be much bigger tone snobs than synthesis. I think I'd agree with you there, Karen. Yeah, I think we're definitely more guitar players and even bass players are just if you come from more traditional instrument like that background of playing in bands and stuff. I think tone definitely plays a really big important part. Definitely more snobbish about it. I would agree with you there. Bought a guitar just to get some flavor, and I can't play it at all. Can't play at all really, but it can help. The guitar is just something you got to sit down there and just practice and practice and practice. There's just no way to like jump on a guitar and start shredding or playing. Like I said, I mostly play acoustic guitar these days. I have an old Ovation that I've had since the 90s that I used to write all my music on. All songs came from that first, even before it went to like electric. And even some of my songs that I do now came from the acoustic guitar. There's a couple tracks that you'll hear if you go back a year or two to some of my music videos that I've made. Um, there's acoustic guitar, and I've thought about showing like some of those chord progressions. I just don't know if people like watching just somebody play an acoustic guitar. You know how that is at a party or something. It's like, oh god, you know, this dude's playing guitar. I need to get out of here. But I don't know. Maybe I just was gonna show a breakdown of the chord progression and some stuff on maybe on this one song. But choosing between the MP controller options is difficult. Yeah, there's getting to be a lot more of them for sure. I have no regrets with the instrument. Uh, as I said, like it's gained some sentimental value, and I just really wanted to try it. I looked for a long time at what was that one that was like the weird sex toy squishy thing, and then there's been a few. I know that the new Push 3 has MPE, right? Just on the uh, on the pads, I believe. I wonder how that works with those pads. I'd like to try that out just to see. Guitar is cool. Even simple licks can give some great new sounds. By the way, there's a great guitarist called Phil X who plays for Bon Jovi now. Yeah, haven't heard of him. That's cool. Let's check him out. Let's see. On the grid works great. Push 3. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'd love to try one. You have one, Senseeker? You got the Push 3? I I tried Ableton once, and that was an earlier version, and I didn't really click with it. I've kind of stuck with Studio One now for a long time. I haven't upgraded to the latest. Was it 6? I'm still on 5 Pro. But I'm wondering if I should check out Ableton, and I'd love to check out a Push, but I just don't. I don't really want to buy more gear or switch up DAWs, and I'm trying to just stick with what I have. But yeah, would love to just play with one. There's actually a guy here in town, a friend of mine, that offered to let me check his out and borrow it. I forgot about that. That was a month or two ago. I ran into him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I got the Push 3," and he's got a lot of gear. He's kind of loaded with money and just buys gear and then doesn't really use it. Apparently, from what I see, because he was like, "Yeah, you could take it for a month or whatever." So maybe I'll do that. Do a video on it or something. It's the center of the cockpit. But if you don't like Ableton, Push not for you. It's not that I didn't like Ableton. It was an early version. This was like 5, 6 years ago. And it was the light. It wasn't the full version I had. I got it free with something. Um, something I purchased. It came with like a free light version of Ableton. Excuse me. And apologize. I just didn't really click with it. I'd like to give it a shot because since then I've used things more Ableton like um, that with clip launching and stuff like that. I'd like to give it another shot, just for the heck of it. Love to see a good mixer option for all those synths. They apparently do not sell the Soundcraft anymore with the audio interface. You know what? I was looking at that new Tascam. Was it the 2400 24 track? That thing looks actually pretty cool, man. Some of the reviews, it's full on 24. I don't know if they're all stereo. See, that's the issue I have. That's why I like that Mackie I got. It's got all stereo inputs because so much of my stuff is stereo that you eat up. You need it. But that thing looks cool because it's an interface too, and it's got really good built-in compression and stuff. And now, unlike the other Tascams that came before, maybe the 12 or whatever has it, but you can you can record in with the compression. I don't know. Before, I guess you couldn't add the effects or whatever on there, but thing looks cool. It's big though, big beast. I mean, probably close to the size of this old Studio Master. But yeah. Hey, take care, Echo. Appreciate you stopping by, man. Let's see. You got the Model 16 gear tube? Yeah, those I looked at those for quite a while. Those look really, really like a good option. I'd already gotten my AudioFuse Studio, the Arturia interface, which I love this thing. Only has well, it's got like 4 preamps and then it's 8 inputs, mono inputs, I guess, or you know, you can only do I think 2 stereo or 2 stereo and then 4 mono. But yeah, I really looked at those pretty hard for a little while. Pretty cool. Take her easy, Echo. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, guys. So I think I might be gearing up to go out. There's a pinball tournament this afternoon or evening here, and another one of my hobbies I like to do is play pinball. I have some pinball machines, but I want to go enter it. It's been a while since I've been in a tournament. I used to enter them all the time when I lived in another city, and I would win sometimes. So I don't know if there's any money on the line for this, but it'll just be fun. But yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Like I said, I'm going to try and improve the sound on stuff so you'll be able to hear my like direct sound instead of using this phone mic. I really appreciate everybody dropping by. Time for me to run as well. Got to climb behind the desks. Hell yeah, Sunseeker. Thanks for coming by. Call 911 if you don't hear from me in a day or two. I can record tracks individually on my phone. Oh, interesting. Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks, Phil. Thanks, GearTube. Thanks, Kieran, Senseeker, Echo, Samurai, everybody who dropped by. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. I'll try and do some more of these streams. Like I said, I'll fix the sound and maybe we'll do some jams with different equipment as we talk. Maybe make a little track or something. Come up with some ideas of some stuff to do. But appreciate you guys. Y'all take care and have a great weekend. I'll see you soon.